Good morning, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are, God is right there with you. You're listening to House Production Gospel Blog Talk Radio, and today is a very special day for me. I have a guest on the phone from Georgia. They call him the Quartet Man, Devyn Antwan. And several months ago, I came by his podcast, The Gospel Block. And he has on Sprecher one of the most outstanding podcasts I have seen so far as quartets and gospel music. Old, new. If it's a quartet, Devyn Antwan has got a picture, a sound, or something on him. I was able to provide for him a link to a gentleman that I work with in sound production, Tony Sharper of Sharper Records. We did 2 or 3 programs production together of Tony Sharper singing years ago. But anyway, Devyn, I'm happy to do this interview. We talked about it several months ago, and God has his time and his season. Welcome, Devyn, to House Production Gospel Blog Talk Radio. I'm happy to introduce you. You talk for yourself and tell us about yourself and how you got started and where you began as the Quartet Man. You are a powerful historian. Go ahead, son.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here on today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got started. Well, I'm a young man, but I got started in Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. I grew up in a home-based church where there was a lot of singing going on, which is everybody is familiar with, called the Red Bull Holy Church, where the pastor is Bishop F.C. Barnes.
Oh! Go ahead.
Yeah, I grew up there. And every year, Luther Barnes would have the North Carolina Fall Gospel Classic, and they would get singers from all over the world. And the first group that I saw, I believe, was the Nightingales a long time ago. And I loved what I heard, so I started doing quartet, and I got into it. And that's how that came about.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. I saw, had a chance to see different artists, the Nightingales, Shirley Caesar, Slim, Tommy Ellis, and so many others. And I decided doing a quartet, learning the history and promoting different groups. I worked with different groups. And I actually used to travel with Bishop F.C. Barnes. And I traveled with Luther Barnes and the Red Bull Choir because my mom was in the choir, so I just went along with them.
Mm-hmm.
But professionally, a few years ago, I started working with the Mighty Clouds of Joy, and I went on the road with the gospel keynotes. And then from the keynotes, I went to the Swanee Quintet. And then from the Swanees, I went to the Everetts. And I'm just still doing what I do. And the Lord is still blessing. There's a lot of great things coming up. And I'm just looking forward to it.
Oh, man, that's awesome. How old were you when you started? What were you? I mean, you say young now. Yeah, you are young. And still saying you're single. All right. But how old was you a kid when you started?
Oh, man, I would say when I really got into it, I would say about 7 years old.
About 12?
No, 7 years old.
7? Oh, man, 7. That's a complete number. That's God's complete number. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I wanted to say some things that it's on my heart and it's part of me. 7 is my number. I don't know, like they got a lot of stuff on the internet and different stuff, but if folks would pay close attention to what I do, they find 7 is the key to me. It's in my codes, it's in my all this, you know how you had to put stuff on the internet and whatever I mean everything. It's just and in my front yard, it's not a god now. It's not no god. I know what an idol is. In my front yard, where I built my house over a long period of time, it took me 10 or 12 years to build it because I was working at the same time. In my front yard, there is 7 wood blocks that I'm going to change to 7 stones in the coming weeks. And them 7 wood blocks has been in my yard, Devyn, for over the houses paid for nearly over 30, 40 years, man. It's just something about the number 7 and me and relationship with 7 and how I relate to God and what I go through and what I still battle with. But anyway, let's talk about you. My mind is running. All those posters, was you all there at the church with Reverend Barnes? Were y'all producing them posters there, or was somebody else producing them posters?
Well, actually, they were doing like services at the church with those posters, and so yeah, we was promoting them at that time, and some of them I found recently doing my research, so I just decided to share them with the world.
Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. Do you do interviews much? Well, let me ask you. Well, I have I got my production center is all PV stuff. I use Glitz storage things and Pioneer and who else I got in here? Pioneer, and I got old style stuff in here. I got a Stanton digital player, mostly Pioneer and PV and Glitz, and my keyboard is a old style keyboard. But anyway, mine is not the modern. Like you see the modern, updated production centers for different guys. Mine is old style stuff. How about yours? How you do yours? You got a modern one, or you got an old style type production center too?
Well, I actually have both, but most of my things are done digitally, like on the internet and phone and computer and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love it. I met Darrell J. Jones. Now he sleeps eats it 24 hours a day.
You're right. He's always on it.
I was always on the internet a lot myself, but Darrell was. I don't care when I went on there. Darrell was already on there. Oh, tell me about your relationship with so many artists now, and how you. I know you love it. You just do it, and it's just. And that's the thing about it. I know I'm supposed to be interviewed, but I'm doing a whole lot of talking. The thing about stuff that come out your heart, folk can't touch it, Antwan. They can't touch it. Go ahead.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Well, everywhere I go, like when I go to different programs, I get a lot of respect and a lot of love just from what they see me do. And it feels really good, even from the legends. I recently ran into Harvey Watkins, and he was just so excited to see me, and we talked and laughed and did everything. So many legends, Spencer Taylor and JoJo Powers and the Nightingales and Reverend Span, Brooklyn All Stars. They show me so much love everywhere I go. Mm-hmm. It's just awesome.
Yeah. I look at all the connection you have. There's a naturality about you, I gather, from just like me and you talking now. Even though me and you talked about doing this several months ago, we ain't said over 10 or 12 words, but just like we talking here now, there's a flow. You see what I'm saying? There's a flow in the conversation. There's a legitimacy in the conversation. Just like when I called you, sent you a inbox message about airing your program. See, that's another thing. I listen to a lot of folks' stuff. I won't air their stuff, their productions or what they do. I have to have permission. I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, like
Right.
I can go on the internet, or you can go on the internet and hear something, and you can just produce it up and just air it. Don't say nothing to nobody. That ain't right. You know that? That's not right.
Right.
That's not right to do that. You need, you know what I'm saying? You need to get folks permission. You need to, you know what I'm saying? You
I
just
got
can't
you.
do that. It ain't in your heart to do it.
Right.
Yeah. Tell me about Luther Barnes.
Oh man, one of the greatest people you would ever want to meet. He's very down to earth, and he's an awesome person to talk to. He'll sit down and talk to you. He's a very genuine person. He loves to write and do different things, and he'll give you a lot of encouragement and wisdom if you sit down and talk to him.
Mm-hmm. I heard. I've always loved their singing, and he's one of my favorite gospel singers. There's another lady that follows me, and everything I put on the internet, she approves it. She likes it. But anyway, I come to find out she was crazy about Luther Barnes.
Wow.
But anyway, tell me about. Talk about the relationship with Papa Bond.
Oh man, he was a real funny person. He loved to tell stories.
Comedian.
You know,
Keep everybody laughing.
what was that?
I said he keep everybody laughing. Luther Barnes' daddy. Yeah.
Yeah, always kept people laughing. Loved to tell stories, and he always gave words of wisdom every time I saw him.
Mm-hmm. In other words, I heard him was talking about the lead lady that sang with Luther Barnes, and he was saying about her being a showman and stuff like that, and said that she don't be doing a whole lot of moving and going on. And she replied to Pop and told me, "Look, I'm gonna surprise you."
Yeah.
But she can sing that song.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what. In the church, I sang a lot of Luther Barnes stuff. Oh man, I love the song. Though the clouds may have. Man, that's the first song I really did in depth. I mean, I used to do it just about every Sunday. That's a beautiful song. And
Yeah, they have hits after hits.
ooh, I call his song tearjerkers. In other words, they will usher you into the presence of God.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Tell me just a little bit more about the Barneses. I know.
Oh man, it's a real big family. If they can't sing, they can either play. If they can't play, they can do something else. They all talented, and they still singing.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Barnes sisters, the ones that sung with FC Barnes, they're the one that Lisa, they're still singing and doing things, and Luther is still making albums with the choir and with the group Sunset Jubilees, and has a new one coming out real soon, 29th of May.
Mm-hmm.
Got a new one coming out, so it's gonna be real good.
Mm-hmm. Man, and the children, grands and cousins, they all, it just look like they all just learned it from birth. It's just in them. That's a blessing.
Oh yeah.
That's a blessing. And are you are you kin to all of them? Are y'all all family?
Yes, cousins and uncles and aunts and all that.
Oh man.
Yeah, we related.
Yeah, I like your humble spirit, Antwan. You know, I don't feel hear no arrogance in your voice. I hope you